If there was a prize for the most intensely irritating pressure group operating in Britain today, I suggest it would go unanimously to Just Stop Oil. They are absolutely driving people insane.
I'm going to get the same if you don't.
My kids are relying on this holiday.
Yeah, I've got flights.
Even if they've got right on their side in their campaign for us to become more environmentally friendly, their tactics are catastrophic, counterproductive, irritating, young, entitled, middle-class people, in my view, telling the working-class people what they should and shouldn't do. Only the other day, I was near ITN in London, and there was a group of Just Stop Oil activists bringing traffic grinding to a halt. So I fearlessly went up to them and upbraided them and asked them what they thought they were doing, if they couldn't see how unpopular they were, and that people started bibbing their horns, hanging out of office windows, shouting and hollering at them to go away. They did, eventually. There is now a fight back. We saw it in the by-election in Uxbridge and South Ruislip last week, when the voters there, who should have overwhelmingly endorsed a Labour candidate, it was Boris Johnson's old seat, he'd stood down, forced out by the Partygate controversy. They should have won that seat by a country mile. But you know what? The Conservatives hung on, and they hung on for one simple reason: the hatred of the Mayor of London's hated ultra-low emission zone, which he's planning to expand across the whole of London. £12.50 a day if you own an older polluting car. That's over £80 a week, and then there's a congestion charge. Even if you only drive your car into the ultra-low emission zone for 2 minutes at a time, or even 100 yards, you have to pay it. And if you didn't realise you've gone into that zone, you're going to get a fine. He's already raised £440 million in fines, as Sadiq Khan, and that's even before they've expanded the zone. So Just Stop Oil, they argue they've got science on their side. So take the young man I argued with here, who told me that last year 2,500 people died as a result of acute heat exhaustion. When I asked him what exactly were the symptoms of their death, he came out with the best one I've ever heard.
When it gets so hot that the sweat no longer cools you down, you literally boil in your own sweat. I know that sounds like complete exaggeration.
It does actually.
When it gets...
I'm afraid it does sound like exaggeration. They boiled to death in their own sweat. Really? Did they? Have they not thought of investing in a tin of deodorant or a can of aerosol? Oh, definitely not aerosol, because that would upset Just Stop Oil. What a preposterous, ridiculous, ludicrous thing to assert. And that was from an official spokesman for Just Stop Oil, who was, guess what, young, middle class and entitled. Don't any of them have any jobs? Do they have all this time to drive us all insane? The counter groups are fighting back, and it's long overdue, and I support exactly what they're doing. One of the groups is called Just Stop Everyone Off. They're printing T-shirts, and when they've got them made, I'm going to wear one regularly. And they need to do it because only last week we saw a woman trying to take her young baby to hospital, and she was blocked because Just Stop Oil were willfully and deliberately blocking access to a hospital. Absolutely wicked and irresponsible. And if you think I'm being a little harsh on Just Stop Oil, take the interview with a grandmother last week. Terribly distressed she was, breaking down in tears again and again because she'd been apprehended by the police because she had blocked a highway, which is a breach of the law. And she said, I won't get to see my grandson tonight. Tough luck, madam, because the whole point of Just Stop Oil is to cause maximum inconvenience to everybody. And she came up with an extraordinary claim, did Grandma. My grandson is especially distressed not to be able to see me because his goldfish died because of all the pollution.
When I saw him last week, the first thing he said to me was, Grandma, the fish in the pond are dying. He's 5. The fish in the pond are dying because it's too hot for them and they can't breathe.
I doubt that, love. Perhaps you overfed them. Because that's what happened when I was a kid. And we'd never even heard of Just Stop Oil or global warming when I was a kid, because that really was a long time ago. Grow up. That's the point. Grow up, the lot of you. You're ridiculous.